Hello, welcome to NOLA Stamping. So I'm Barb Baldwin, and today we're going to make a fun card using some Stampin' Up! Products. I just got the annual catalog, and it's pretty fancy. It looks just like a magazine. So I'm using paper from the Creativity Your Way section. So it is from the Unbounded Love section. And so I'm just going to show you the paper real quick. So like the stamp set that's with it is a different stamp set. I'm going to be using the Round We Go stamp set instead. And it comes with the dies also. But I wanted to show you the paper because it's really pretty, and it's got like a ton of florals. And it is a 12 by 12, and it's kind of interesting that because I'm just starting over from like close to my heart, so I think it's kind of interesting that it's got like the florals on one side, and then it's got sort of like a background, sort of like a generic sort of thing on the back side. So then you don't feel like you're wasting paper and have to decide which one is the best one to use. So we're going to be using the Round We Go stamp, and I did use a die from that set also, but not the one that I think everybody's been using. So this card is going to go together super quick and easy. I really love cards like that, and I really like that it is a birthday card because that's the kind of card that I use the most. So I'm just cutting a little bit off of each side. So that this petunia pop piece is 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. And that's going to be on the card base as kind of like the background frame of the card. And then I'm using up some scraps of the Unbounded Beauty. So I'm taking 3 pieces of the flower sides. So I'm going to get a piece that's 3 by 5 inches, 3 inches by 4 1/4, and then a piece that's 3 inches wide by 2 1/4 inch. And then I cut out of Petunia Pop one of the scalloped circles, and then I had a 1.5 inch circle from like another project. So that's the die that goes along with that, and you can just use a regular circle with that. I don't think there's a circle die that would work on the Round We Go. So you can always cut it out in your Cricut too, so that'd work great. So let's get to stamping. So there's not too much stamping on this card. So I'm going to take that Petunia Pop, and I'm going to use the sentiment that says Happiest Birthday, and I'm just going to stamp it in the center of the 1.5 inch white, basic white circle. And then on the card base, I'm going to, in that same Petunia Pop color, stamp Happy Birthday, and then there's another sentiment that says To You, and everything's got exclamation points, which is pretty awesome. So I'm just going to do that in that pretty and pink color so that everything will tie together. And that's the card base, so I'm just going to set that aside to dry while we do a little bit of distressing to the Unbounded Love. I just got this new tool from Stampin' Up, and you can just sort of flip-flop different edges on there. And I thought this was kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure. I should look up and find out what... I think that's probably for like lifting things up or something. But I grabbed my acrylic stamp block, and then I lined up the paper like on the edge, and then just moved it over the edge just a hair. And then I'm taking that blade and just running it around the edges of all those pieces of the Unbounded Beauty, and it so quickly distresses everything, and it looks really cool and kind of consistent. So I kind of like the way that looks. And then I'm just gonna grab a nail file and just do a little bit of sanding on that smallest piece, just to give it a little bit of distressing, since it's the same color as the background will be. And I'm going to put all those tools away, and we're just going to do some distressing on that circle. I have to say, I don't know that this was as helpful as I thought it was. So, if you're short on time, this is probably a step that you can skip. So I'm taking the little mini glue dots that I just received. And since this is my first time opening the package, I'm going to grab a thing of washi tape, and I'm putting the washi around the roll backwards first. And then I'm going to take another piece that is about the same size, and I'm going to just cover up that backwards washi tape. And then that'll give me a nice little thing that will show me, that'll keep the roll together, and then show me where the most recent glue dot is. So then that way it doesn't come off or anything like that. So I'm just going to use that glue dot to, adhere that scallop circle down to the center of my Versamat, and then I'm taking a metal ruler, and then I'm using that ballpoint part on that new tool, and I'm just sort of going through and doing the lines that like a little rosette would have, just to sort of experiment and see how it works with the pick. And when I sanded it, it really is a subtle touch because the cardstock is the same color all the way through. Close to My Heart always has the white core cardstock, but this is dyed all the way through, so it's just a little different. So you don't know until you try it, but it still gives it a little bit of texture, so that's kind of fun. So now it's just time to assemble everything. So I'm taking that new thing of Stamp and Seal. This is the first time that I've used it. It's a little bit bigger in your hand, so it's kind of nice that it feels nice in the palm of your hand. But it is a little bit bigger than the Close to My Heart one. And so I'm just running a little bit of that adhesive on the back of the pieces that we've distressed. So I'm putting the largest piece, I'm making sure to have a nice frame on the left-hand side. And then on the next piece, I'm sort of just putting it at a jaunty little angle. And then that last piece, I'm going to frame that again, sort of mentally in the center. And then for that scalloped circle, I really like the texture on part of it, but I didn't want to cover up that pretty rose too much. I kind of wanted the white circle to pop up against that flower. So I'm just going to cut that scalloped circle in half, and then I'm just going to tuck it on underneath the side of all those tone-on-tone flowers. And then I'm just using some of that adhesive to attach it down. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. And those are going to go on the back to pop that circle up a little bit, just to make it pretty and out there in your face a little bit. So that's a fun little touch. And then that kind of pulls together the various different little elements. So now we're just going to grab that tape runner, and we're going to adhere that part onto the card base. So we just want to make sure to give it a nice frame all the way around. So I always look in the top corner and the opposite corner to make sure that everything is sort of lined up correctly. So that's just a fun little tip to make sure that your frame looks okay. So time for embellishments. So I'm using the matching shimmer gems, and I am going to go crazy. It is a birthday card, so even though it's kind of a little subtle, it is you do want to kind of give it a little bit of bling. So I put the 3 dots above the happiest birthday. I put a couple in the corner, and I always like to draw like a little triangle sometimes with the embellishments. So I have 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top, and then I'm going to move the ones underneath to the area that is like that pretty hero paper that is the petunia pop paper, because I thought it was too matchy having those on the bottom. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some pink ones instead so that I can see the actual color of the shimmer gems instead. And that gives us our little rule of 3-ish, because there's 3 on the circle and then 3 on the triangle. Good enough, right? And so then I felt like it was a little bland or blah underneath the birthday part. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my little marker and just draw a little underneath there, just to emphasize like the birthday. So, and fill up that space a little bit. If there was a sticker or something, I think that would work as a nice embellishment there also. Well, I really like how this card came out. I hope that it inspires you to make one along with me, or make one that is inspired by it. Just don't forget to stay crafty.